Junkie Media would like to acknowledge the Gadigal people who for centuries have cared for and nurtured the Redfern area of Sydney, where we've recorded this podcast. It's an honour to work and create every day on unceded Gadigal land here in Redfern, the birthplace of the First Nations civil rights movement in Australia. Clap at start.
I was a bit thrown off.
Woo next. And then let's get going.
Clap us, woo us.
Compliment us. Help us with outfits. Thank you. Here we go. I'll do it because it'll make me more content, present, and energized. From optimizing how we sleep to literally everything we do when we're awake, the way we care for ourselves has become both a daily practice and a cultural phenomenon. I'm Alice Griffin.
And I'm Jannah Anderson.
And this is Little Things, where we navigate the noise of the self-care economy, Jannah. We're back with our fave jalice format. Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Well, I'm glad you're excited because today we're discussing the self-care topic that we can't stop messaging each other about, reverse resolutions. I don't know how time is but a concept, but we're already at December and we're already talking about New Year's. FML.
I know. I am that person who starts emailing people in like September, like hurtling towards the new year. Hope you're well. So I've been well into that for a few months now. But yes.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, the one benefit is when it comes to December time, it's like we can leave that till January. Like we can come back to that problem.
Circling back to that one.
Yeah, exactly. But here we are at the end of another year. They do go quicker and quicker. I feel like I'm on the brink of crash out. What about you?
The new year brings both a lot of hope but a lot of pressure.
Yeah. New Year's always does bring a lot of like crash out because first of all, it's like how are you going to plan for the next year? Are you going to have resolutions? Are you going to pick intentions? Are you doing an ins and outs list? Like there's so many ways in which to reflect on the year that was and then plan for the year to come. And I know people who take it really, really seriously and live or die by it. But for me, it just is another thing I have to do.
Yeah, I think like my early 20s New Year's period into January was spent at festivals. So I kind of just bypassed this whole period and then I'm like, oh, I'm back at work. So it's most recently in like kind of the last two years where suddenly I'm like, what is my word of the year? Like, and do I need one? And I was kind of prompted by someone in my life to really consider, do I have resolutions? Have I ever had resolutions? And in a way I enjoyed the prompt, but definitely like I can bring that kind of pressure to myself at a lot of times in the year. So like to have the external pressure now starting to be added from that kind of cultural conversation as to what are you going to do in the new year differently or better? Yeah, I don't need any more pressure. I can do that on my own.
If you are doing like a full new year, new me reset, you have to first reflect on the whole year that came before. Some people do it month by month, which is super crazy.
I didn't do that.
But then you have to also think about like what you want to come. It's just like so exhausting.
Well, yeah, I think I did it wrong then because I didn't do that. But I was prompted to do it. I did it quite comprehensively with like a whole table. Then I forgot I did it and then was reminded like much later in the year. And it was actually kind of fun to be like, oh, I did some of these things, but then I didn't do others and that felt a bit shit. And I think like the date of it all sometimes really does help me, not necessarily being the start of the year or like the start of the month or like I'm going to start then, but that can fall into such a toxic place. And I really hate the like I'll start on Monday kind of vibe. I think if you're going to start on Monday, just start it now.
We're so different. Like, I'm going to start it on Monday and then it's like, oh, maybe Wednesday's better. Exactly. Or like maybe next week. Now it's already Thursday, so I may as well just wait till next week.
Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the promise of being able to change yourself and transform to a new version of yourself and is so alluring. And it's been something that humans have done for literally thousands of years.
And we've like sold it to ourselves as a concept as something you can do, which like...
Yeah, you are still going to be the same messy, lazy, incomplete version of yourself that you were on December 31 and you're still going to be that person on January 1st. So yes, sadly, we can't fully change ourselves, but I think we love to try. Before we get into New Year, New Me and the history of New Year's resolutions, Jan, I have to ask you, what's the little thing that changed your life this week?
Okay. It's something, a little thing that someone did for me, that I think I'm going to like steal to do for others in future. I think we've been having a lot of chats later in the season on little things about like being self-care for yourself means you can care better for others like when they're in a time of need. And as someone who's been in a time of need, there's actually a few people in my life who have really shown up and taken the middle of the night phone call, etc. But one thing that actually my personal trainer, who has like become over time a really wonderful friend for me, heard some news from me of the difficult time that I was having, and out of nowhere sent me a Uber Eats voucher.
That is such a good gift.
And just said like, with no like not needing anything in response, she was just like, oh, just like shout yourself a meal like at lunch or dinner. And I was like, I don't even know if she knows that I like am personally keeping Uber Eats in business with my habit. But I think it's so thoughtful of like, so often you don't know what to do for someone when they're in a difficult time. And like, there's only so many times you can be like, just checking in, or like, are you okay?
Yeah.
And such a tangible thing without like showing up on someone's doorstep, which would horrify me, to be like, hey, I'm thinking of you. Here's like something that like didn't cost a ton of money, but like is such a tangible thing of like, you might be needing this right now. And I was so thoughtful to do that. So I'm absolutely going to do that for other people in my life when they're in need. And I'm so grateful to Nick Hahn for doing that for me. So
it's like the modern equivalent of cooking someone a lasagna when someone dies.
Exactly. Yeah. But like, don't come over and give me a lasagna. Like, don't show up. But that was really thoughtful. So
that's awesome. I love that. I'm obviously, as you know, I'm a candle gift giver, and I'm like,
when
all
I
right,
get
there's a
the
new
Hunter candle delivery with no name, no message, and I'm like, it's from Alice.
And it is.
What's the little thing that's changed your life this week?
So the little thing that's changed my life this week is not a new thing, but I just will always go to it. I love watching horror films, but I love coming together with other people and watching horror films. It's like such a little thing, like it's such a small thing, but it's so fun to just like watch other people die on screen or find themselves in terrible predicaments.
I thought you were going to say watching other people watching, but
no,
just
but
watching
just
them
like
die.
It's just, there's nothing that takes you out of yourself like a horror film, because it's like, okay, I need to be very present in this moment to see what's going to happen to these poor souls who found themselves camping in the woods and now are being like tracked by a witch or something, you know, like it's so fun.
I'll do anything to be less present. Like the way that I will watch a horror movie is like on a laptop, like small screen only, and the laptop has to be on an angle, and then I'm like looking at it like this so I can see the rest of the room and be like, I'm okay.
It's so fun. Being scared is so much fun. So that's my little thing for this
I
week.
love that. We should watch a horror movie together.
And you know what else is horrifying? New Year's.
Segue.
You're all welcome. When I started looking into like, obviously we all started thinking about New Year and like the whole New Year.
When do you start thinking about it?
Oh.
When is
like,
the first moment in a year where
after
you're like,
Christmas. I'm very present focused like that. So I'm like, I need 1 week ahead of me, and then I'm like, I'm thinking about that.
Okay.
But
so you're not dwelling on this for a long time.
No, but it's enough time. It's enough time to be highly stressed. But when we think about a new year and connecting that to trying to reinvent themselves and transform themselves, this is something that humans have been like haunting themselves with forever. The first recorded people to ever set New Year pledges were the ancient Babylonians, Jannah. Some 4,000 years ago. And ever since then, we've been like all killing ourselves trying to keep up with the idea of starting again and starting afresh and starting new. But what's really interesting about when we think about New Year's and how important it's been to humanity over the course of like thousands of years is that loads of different individual cultures have practiced some form of New Year transformation. It's something that feels innate to us almost.
And I feel like if you look at like a more traditional New Year's resolution, it's looking at things that like you're gonna do that's gonna be fixing something about yourself that you see as like an innate flaw. So to give you an example of one that I've done and probably done in a bit of a toxic way, was last year, I said that from January 1st, I was going to walk 10,000 steps every single day.
And you hammered that up until like March, I was hearing about
I did it because I just was walking constantly. It's not that I was trying to lord it over everyone. I was just like, guys, I got to walk more. It was like, I'm only up to this.
You did lord it over us because we had to go for walks. If you hadn't hit your steps
Yeah,
and
we
were
had to
meant
go
have
for
a meeting,
walks,
then we
for
would
sure.
go for a walk.
The most stressful thing is I remember one night we went out for dinner and then it was quite late and I had to go home and get the walking pad out because I still had like 3,000 steps to do. So I'm a bit like all or nothing in that kind of way. So I think like once I lock myself into this action that I have to do, and once I start doing it and then I feel like I can't stop because I've ruined it, I think is like an effective way of like committing to something, but I think that's coming from a toxic place.
Yeah, well, you're starting from New Year's resolutions, inherently how they're set up is starting from a place of I want to change something because I'm not enough as I am and I'm not good enough. I'd love to get to a place where I was like, I just want to prioritize this thing because I think it will help me full stop. But I can never seem to get there. Like it's always like, I want to prioritize this thing because I think it will help me because I'm shit at XYZ. And so I guess this year I would love to think about New Year's and take like the opportunity of resetting, which I do think is kind of nice to like, you know, when you start a new journal or something, it's like, oh, so nice to just start again. I want to take the good stuff of that and I want to still have that kind of reset moment without all the shit that comes with it and all the like self-flagellation along the way.
Love.
So found this thing called reverse resolutions. Basically, instead of a to-do list, it's a to-don't list.
I love that.
I know. I actually thought it would be challenging for you because you're such a to-do list kind of gal.
I think that's part of the issue and I'm excited to share some to-don'ts.
Yes. So essentially, the idea here is to set better boundaries by deciding ahead of time what you don't want to do anymore. Once you've broken the habit of taking on too many to-dos, you can focus on what's actually important to you. So essentially, you're thinking about the stuff that you're doing in your life that currently maybe doesn't align with your values, and walking some of that stuff back. So I like that because there's loads of things that I'm kind of like, am I mindfully choosing to behave in this way, or is this just a habit that or a routine that I've fallen into? So that's kind of the premise behind reverse resolutions, which I really like. Also, a reason why I love this is because studies show that negativity bias is really strong in humans. It's much easier for us to figure out the things we don't like about our life than to look positively on the things that we want to change. Let's lean into us all being really negative and make it work for us.
I also think there's something to be said about like when you look at it the other way and you're like this big sweeping broad thing that I need to change, like to be this certain way, it can be so overwhelming. And if instead you're like, hey, here's this one small thing that I'm not going to do anymore, that feels so tangible and realistic. And like, I just think that's more doable in a way.
Dare I say it's the premise of this podcast, doll. A little thing, but that you're not going to do.
Yeah.
Something else that we've spoken a little bit about on this podcast before is toxic positivity and the idea of aiming for happiness as your ultimate goal in life. You can't attain happiness. It's a fleeting emotion in time, right? So instead of, Jannah, us aiming for that elusive sense of happiness in 2026. Instead, what I want us to do with these reverse resolutions is think about how we can be more energized, content, and present. So that's what your reverse resolutions should take you towards.
Now I'm like thinking of like, have I prepared things to all of those things? But I think maybe.
But I think it's going to be good. I think it's fun to think about, like, it just takes the pressure off a bit. It's like, oh, there's so many ways I can be more energized or like present or content versus like, will this fundamental thing that I'm doing or not doing make me happier? Like, that's stressful. What we're going to do is go through our reverse resolutions. I told you to come with 5.
Sweating.
I think I have like 7.
Oh, I don't have more than the required homework.
I know, but I thought like yours would be really good. So I was like, I just throw in a few other
Don't
little
hype it
ones.
up. Don't do that to me.
I'm going to go first. My first reverse resolution, something I'm not taking into 2026.
Got it.
Drinking from glassware.
Oh.
Yeah.
How come?
Because I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of having lukewarm water in a glass and then forgetting and losing my glass, not knowing where I put it, and then having all these different glasses all over the house with a little tiny bit of water in it and then me not feeling hydrated. And that is not making me feel content. And I've had enough.
And what's the alt?
I'm going to be using a water bottle.
Okay.
and I'm going to be having ice in it, and the ice will stay cool. I have a Stanley cup, which I know isn't the coolest of water bottles, but
It's pretty
did
cool.
you see that video of the Stanley cup, like someone's car burnt down, but then their Stanley cup
was
stayed
still
intact
okay.
and there was ice still in it? And I'm like, yeah, fair.
I feel like a lot of people think of their drink bottle as kind of a comfort thing as well.
Yeah, I'm ready to go back to my Stanley cup. And if you want to come round to my house, I'm not going to have any glasses there. You'll have to like lap it up from a little bowl or something. I don't know.
I also think
I'm going to keep wine glasses though.
I also think it's really real to like be really upset or mad when it starts to not be as cold anymore. Everything I consume has to be either icy cold or very hot.
Yeah, controversial reverse resolution number 2
Yep.
that you're going to be upset about. I am deleting and unsubscribing from my Todoist app. So Todoist is like, how would we describe Todoist?
Well, you got me onto it.
Yeah.
We use it very differently though. You use it properly.
Yeah, I know, I do.
But it's essentially like an app that allows you to kind of have like a living, breathing to-do list.
Yes, and I've decided I'm done. I'm to-doting all the way through 2026. I've kind of just had enough. It alerts me when I haven't done something.
I don't do that.
My things go red when I haven't done them.
Either.
I will sit down on Sunday and be like, here's all the things I'm going to achieve this week. By 10 a.m. on Wednesday, do X. And then as soon as I obviously don't do it, there it is.
Stressful.
Vibrating at me in red, and I'm sick of it. So anyway, I've just had enough. And really, I just want to go back to paper. And if my whole thought was with Todoist is it'll capture my every waking to-do thing that I have. And now I'm just like, if I forget it, I forget it. Like, I don't even care. And I'm back to my paper beat. It's so satisfying just like crossing something out. So if I don't reply to your email, that's why. But yeah, it's gone.
When you were trying to indoctrinate me into the proper way of using Todoist, I found that very stressful.
Yeah, it's
and
highly
even
stressful.
the thought of just having to set it up that way, I was like, I can't put that on my Todoist. Like the time it would take me to do this. But I use mine very chaotically, and mine is more so because I used to in every other job write everything down on paper, so satisfying. But the to-do list was just like pages and pages long, so I was like, okay, this has to be an online situation that can evolve to move to the next day.
For 2027, maybe you're back on your paper beat.
2027, like, no hope in the immediate.
Well, it sounds like you're committed. So that's my reverse resolution number 2. Reverse resolution number 3, giving up on plants. I can't maintain a living thing any longer other than myself. And I've had enough.
It doesn't bode well for the cat.
I know I'm probably not getting a foster cat. You heard it here first. But I have had enough. I really have. It's just such hard work. It actually causes fights.
Really?
Yeah, because, Josh is like, don't forget to water the plants. And then obviously I forget, and then all the leaves fall
Why
off
isn't
and
he
whatever.
watering them then?
Well, if he's away or something. And I'm just like,
Well,
please.
don't go away then, if it's such a priority.
Yeah, if it's such a priority, never leave the house and maintain the plants. That's what it becomes like though. It's like, and I'm really glad we're past the millennial era. Like, do you remember on Pinterest, circa, I'm going to say 2012 or 13, when people's houses looked like jungles on Pinterest. Everyone had 20 million plants in their house, and it was like the cool indie thing to do. And I'm so glad that time has passed us by, because I'm just not like, I can't.
Would you say I have a lot of plants comparatively?
No, it's not like jungle. Like my sister, I remember my sister had like the plants, the climbing plants.
Yeah.
And she would have that in her bedroom, and it was like climbing all it seems like
Out of
one
control.
of those, that Reddit where it's like nature reclaimed or whatever. It was literally like that in her apartment. So I've just come to a place where that's not going to be me. And also we live in a really great time where fake plants have never looked better.
No,
and that's
I'm
what
not
I'm
about
doing.
a fake plant. Are you going to get fake
We
plants?
literally have them here, and they look
but
great.
the
No one would
people
ever know.
don't know. But are you going to replace with fake plants? Or
I already
no
have.
plants?
I
Okay.
quietly replaced a few.
Has Josh noticed? He's still watering away?
Yeah, it's like what's going on? Why is this? I'm doing so well with this plant. It's never looked better. I don't know if he's noticed. We haven't discussed it. I just quietly started like replace. I was just had enough. I'm like,
What
I'm
did
done.
you do to the real ones?
My dad has a few of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's less of a horror story than I thought it might have been.
Yeah. I'm done with plants. Had enough. My next one, and I'm really sad about this reverse resolution, but it's like I'm sad, but I'm happy. I'm mixed about it, but I do think it'll make me more content in my life. I am no longer going to use a meal delivery service. Specifically, I'm no longer microwaving my meals because I've just, like, it was really fun. And I saved a lot of time and also money.
Yeah.
But I just want to be more present in, dare I say, the little things. And I think a key hallmark of a little thing is preparing meals for yourself.
That's a very being present thing.
Yeah. So I'm going to make sure I have more time for cooking in 2026. So I just want to take advantage of that. And it doesn't even, like, let's be honest, I'm going to be assembling meals. I'm not really going to be like cooking loads, but just the idea of actually thinking about what I'm going to eat and what I want to eat instead of just going for whatever is in my fridge. Whatever depressing little pasta thing is in my fridge.
You know, one of the things that did change my life was the semi-prepared things they have at Harris Farm.
Oh, yeah.
That you still have to like cook a bit, but like it's giving really fresh.
Yeah.
Because I don't actually have a microwave.
Yes, you don't have a microwave, which obviously blows my mind.
Yeah, I went off it.
Yeah.
I didn't want one. Not for
actually, hang on, that's a way, because with all of these resolutions and stuff, we have to think about these reverse resolutions practically.
So take the microwave away.
What will stop me from
go the way of the plants?
But then also, like, what will stop me from not reverting back to my meal delivery services? Sell the microwave.
I do remember when we were away together and we were somewhere without a microwave and I was like, oh, I'm just going to make oats. And you were like, how? I was like, don't worry, I'll make
so
them.
Embarrassing. But how? Oh my God.
You're like, don't worry about it. I was like, it's going to be okay. I can do it for us.
Anyway, so for obvious reasons, I'm saying goodbye to meal delivery.
I love that. That's an ambitious one, I feel.
Okay. Are you ready for my big thing? So I am no longer, Jannah, going to emotionally avoid. Who's excited? You are probably. So,
yeah. I was going to say, how are you going to bring that to life?
For people close to me, probably the number one phrase that I would have if people want to bring up hard things or just things that I like don't fancy getting into, I was like, I don't want to talk about it. That's just like my immediate response. Or it's, let's talk about it later. I don't want to talk about it right now. The nod. Oh my God. So but I think actually that just obviously makes it worse. And oftentimes it's actually not that deep or like even that much of a hassle to even talk about or get into, and breaking it down into little steps actually makes it better. So thank you to all the people in my life who forced me already to get out of avoidant behavior. And I'm really excited to continue it into 2026. No longer avoid my feelings or avoid problem solving in the hopes that my problems will magically go away with the turn of the new year, because they won't.
So you'll be like, let's talk about it now.
I don't know if I'd go that far. Don't know if I'd bring it up first. But if it comes up, I will talk about it, and I'll write things down. I find just like going to a cafe, writing things down, and then coming back to it, and then thinking about it over a course of a few days versus thinking about it the day before, and then it's very quite overwhelming to face whatever thing it might be. But also putting things in place that force you to think about things. Like I'm going to my psych every week, so like I'm not actually allowed to avoid stuff because I have all this homework, and she like wants to see the
Forced
receipts.
reflection.
So yeah, it's really forced. So like putting things in place that will make me think about things.
I will say it leaves the burden with the other person.
I know,
because it's like
I'm aware,
but we have to talk about it. So I think I'm really excited for that. I think that's really fun and productive and positive.
Yeah, I feel like problems, it just obviously makes problems worse. So I'm excited to like, hopefully, I'm not excited to deal with my problems. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm not excited.
That's fun. Be excited.
I'm not excited, but I'll do it because it'll make me more content, present, and energized. Okay, so Jannah, those are mine.
Yeah.
Tell me, what are your reverse resolutions? Right. Did you do your homework?
I'm now feeling slightly more assured that I have done it correctly.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So my first one, I'm actually really happy about this one. It's a recent thing that I've started to try and do, and I'm going to take with me into 2026, is no more tight activewear.
Fun. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
I feel like I blew my own mind because I was occasionally training at home and I would just roll right out of bed and like low-key do it in pajamas, and then was just very comfortable. And then I thought, why can't I also do this like at an actual session or at a class? And so I haven't worn tights for months now, and I don't think I'm going to buy any more, and I don't think I'm going to wear them in future. And I think it's like a comfort thing. It removes a barrier as to like, I don't want to go and do this, but you're like, oh, but I can do it in this state and being really comfortable. And I think as well, in a totally different sense, which is not really a reason why I'm doing it, but I am seeing conversations about it of people who like want to go train at the gym in like docks, and it's like, why can't I just like go and do that and be myself, and I don't have to be someone else in order to just train and like do something that's good for me in this moment that I want and have chosen to do. So I think that's really fun.
I think that's really, really fun. I think also wearing tights all the time encourages you to if everyone's wearing tights, totally. It encourages you to compare your body to everyone else's, and I don't think that's healthy. Totally. And I also just hate wearing a uniform. It feels like we're in Severance. Bondi Beach is like Severance, but with gym wear.
Yeah,
it's terrible. Horrific.
Well, yeah, I'll recommend to you which ones I got, because
okay, cool.
Giving comfy. So next one.
Yeah.
This one has maybe been like a long time coming, but something I'm going to really commit to. I'm going to stop reading books for output. So the Bookstagram's gone. I'm going to stop reading books in order to like have interesting thoughts about them and just read for enjoyment. And it's something else that I've started to do very recently in recent weeks. And I even said to you, my God, I'm going through so many books because I'm just really enjoying reading again, as opposed to having to like reflect while I'm reading and try and have something smart to say about this. And I've been really happy already starting to just read for fun.
Fun. I like that.
Yeah. That's my second one. My third one is no more life on hard mode.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, tell me. I don't know what this means.
So this was one where I'm going to out myself a little bit here. I was in the office on a Friday by myself, and it was giving a bit depresso. It was beautiful weather outside, and one of the team was going to come and meet me, and we had to go to an event later, and I was like, why am I sitting here in this non-exciting, no one's there, like I don't think the music was on, I was very not fun. And like, why can't I do the exact work that I'm doing up the road with a wine in the sun?
Oh, that's fine.
And I took myself out and I had a lovely time, and I got like, if not more work done. And I was like, why was I doing this on hard mode? Like, why was I making this like the most miserable version of what I could have been doing, when actually I could make it really lovely for myself and get all the work done?
Love it.
It's not always like with a wine, because that's giving concerning. But I think like this idea of like do it.
I kind of loved if it would just stop there. I would have been really happy and be like, yes, I'm changing one of mine.
Totally. But I think just this idea of take yourself outside, change your setting, do it like you don't have to do it at a desk, like do it on the couch, like just make yourself feel comfortable. Why are you making it hard just because like that's the way to do it?
Yeah. Well, again, it takes me back to Marianne Keyes writing her best-selling novels
exactly. Oh, that's
from
so true.
bed. And I love that. I love just like changing the dynamics of how you think things should be done, and kind of tricking yourself into being like, I'm just going to quietly open my laptop and I'm just going to do a little bit of typing. Hee hee ha ha. Oops, I wrote a book.
Exactly.
Like, how fun.
Lovely. Cool. And then my last like smaller one that is maybe slightly bigger, but my next reverse resolution is I am not going to have my default be yes.
Oh, would you say your default's yes?
In the context of particularly like friends or like hanging out or plans, like I think I'm always a yes. Like it's pretty rare I'd say no.
Yeah.
If not ever. And I think being more protective of my peace and just my energy output and where I want to put that when things are really hectic. They'll still be my friend. Like I don't always have to say yes all the time just because they've asked me, and it's not a mean thing to do for me to say no, which I think was like a mentality that I had.
Hallelujah, you got there, girl.
I got there. Even though if someone says no to me, I mean sometimes I'm a bit hurt, but most of the time I'm not sitting there being like, oh my God, like why are they saying no? I'm like, oh, they're doing something else or they didn't feel like it. But I always felt like it was a nice thing to be the person who always says yes. And actually I think it wasn't being very nice to myself. Also in like other contexts of just like if someone wants to borrow something and it's always a yes, and it's like actually that thing is really like precious and important. I don't have to say yes. Like obviously if it's no skin off my back, that's fine. But I just think being a bit more mindful about what I actually want as opposed to the default just being like, oh, of course.
Yeah, I think instead of rushing to saying yes, it's not even necessarily saying no. Rushing to say yes is stopping you from understanding what your actual boundaries might be, or like how you're going to respond for yourself to make sure that you are protecting your peace. That's one thing that I'm already doing, honey. And I think it's really important. So I love that. Yay. Do you want to tell me your
my big one?
Reverse resolution?
My phone keeps locking. Are you dealing with this also? Okay. My big reverse resolution.
Okay. This is the big papa, like
your
number one. If you're only going to achieve one reverse resolution.
Yeah, this one.
It's going to be this one. Okay, Jannah.
I'm going to plan to not do anything.
Okay.
And I think this is something that I've started to do as well. And
this is actually great for you.
Yeah, it's like a boundary thing, but also just a protecting peace thing. I think in the past, I've been someone, and in general, I'm someone who feels better when I feel busy and I have plans and I have things to look forward to, and all of that remains true. But I think doing nothing can be a plan. And something that I've started to tap into recently and just want to like take even more guilt away from it in future and in 2026 is like planning out the shell day. So like knowing that if I have a really hectic time, I'm going to allocate maybe a Saturday of that week and be like, this is shell day. I've planned it. Like I've set boundaries around it. Like, oh, I'm not free. I'm doing this thing. They don't have to know it's my shell day. But then it's a self-care moment where it's like, maybe like I'll like hang out at home all day, or maybe I'll only go to Pilates and not really see anyone, or maybe I'll get a massage, but I'm like not really doing anything, but I planned that. So it's okay.
Yeah. I think that's really, really a good one for you.
Yeah.
Because you do try and, if there's time to be filled, you'll fill it,
but
honey.
I'm filling it by doing nothing.
Exactly. And I think for someone with your brain, like with how your brain works, I think like planning out doing nothing will work really well for you. So I love that. I think that's bang on. I'm excited. Welcome to my world, because I feel like I already do that very well. So those are our reverse resolutions. How do you feel about them?
I feel good. I think mine had a kind of common theme, I guess more in the space of protecting peace than like, I feel yours are very like being present. Yeah. And I feel that's giving a bit of both of us.
Yeah.
But I think all of them will make the end game and the end goal, and what I think they will do is make you feel more energized. I think sometimes when I am like trying to do a resolution or think of that positive action you're going to take, I feel a bit fake. Yeah. Because it's not very me. I'm not the journal girl. And like, it's a fun kind of exercise of reflection, I suppose. But I do feel a bit like, oh, what could I write down next? But I think
what could I write down next and forget?
Yeah, and not take seriously and just like make it sound good. But I think this is like, oh, these are things I do, and like I can see already the benefit of not doing them, and I can see how I could stop doing them, and I can see the benefit of that. It feels a lot more tangible. So if anything, like I'm also feel like it's made me recognize the theme of like needing to protect the peace a bit more. So I'm feeling a bit good about it. What about you?
I'm feeling good. I feel like I didn't get sucked into the New Year, New Me vortex.
Yeah, I think it's easier, like I said, because it's about things you're doing to be specific to you, as opposed to like, here are resolutions that people do and I feel pressured to have the same ones.
Yes, for sure. Okay, Jannah, let's end on a quote.
One you prepared earlier.
New Year. One I prepared earlier, exactly. So this is by Moira Dunnigan, a contributor at The Guardian, who said, "There will be no moment in the coming year where any of us are unburdened of our defects. Instead, we will keep on being what we always have been: messy, stubborn, selfish, lazy, impulsive, and alive." I'm excited to be alive with you in 2026.
Alive and microwaveless.
Alive and well and microwaveless.
Love.
Oh. This episode of Little Things was executive produced by Alice Griffin, that's me, and Jannah Anderson, and produced by Natasha Lau.